Venerable Dr. Pannavati, a former Christian pastor, is co-founder and co-abbot of Embracing Simplicity Hermitage in Hendersonville, North Carolina. A Black female Buddhist monk ordained in the Theravada and Mahayana traditions with Vajrayana empowerments and transmission from Roshi Bernie Glassman of Zen Peacemakers. She is both contemplative and empowered for compassionate service. An international teacher, she advocates on behalf of disempowered women and youth globally and insists on equality and respect in Buddhist life for both female monastics and lay Sangha. She was a 2008 recipient of the Outstanding Buddhist Women's Award. Venerable Pannavati founded My Place, Inc. in Hendersonville, North Carolina, which has housed more than 75 homeless youth between the ages of 17 and 23 over the past 4 years. She remains committed to advocacy for the homeless, sick and disenfranchised, those who are marginalized, abused, neglected, and unloved. We love you very much. Welcome, Dr. Venerable Pannavati.
Well, so many times, this is good practice for me because when I get back to the hotel, the gentleman that checked me and said, I'm going to have a conversation with you about Buddhism tonight when you come back. And the whole morning while I was waiting to check in, he was trying to convert me to Christianity. So this will be good practice for me. So a lot of times we talk about mindfulness being the cornerstone of what the Buddha was sharing with the people, but that's sort of like our Western view. It is a part, and mindfulness is important, but we're always mindful. The issue is what are we mindful of? And so there's something that needs to inform our mindfulness. And this is where I feel we may be missing it just a little bit in the West. And I'm one of the few speakers on this, but I will share it as I see it and as I have come to understand it. The Buddha was really talking about a spiritual sickness. Not spiritual in the sense of ghosts, and I know we're around Halloween time, but things that scare us, but around a universal sickness. And the sickness is called I-ness. We're focused on I, me and mine, and to the exclusion of being able to relate to others as oneself. He said this causes us to devolve into greed and hatred and delusion, and fighting, warring against one another, always pitting ourselves against the other. And so as time goes on in samsara, we see wars and rumors of wars, and we see a constant battling and vying to be on top. There's a great anxiety that has come upon the people, and the whole world has gone mad. And so he said, but the root cause of this is I-ness. And so he said, if we could only step outside of this fixation that we have on ourselves, we come to know something, our interconnectedness with all life. We find our space in the world without the fear that we have of needing to protect everything, to get ahead, to be the best, all the anxieties and the trauma that comes with just going through the vicissitudes of daily life. And so he gave a practice for people, that if they did this practice, there's simple practice, more than one practice, but we collectively call it the practice. And there's simple exercises that we do to develop the mind and to free and liberate the heart. And so I would say that the essence of Buddhism then would be not clinging to anything in this world. So this attachment to ourselves and to our things, and to the people that we love, and to the things that we have, and to what we do, and to our titles, and all of this is what causes our deep unrest and anxiety. And so when we go into meditation, we become aware. If you're sick, but you don't know you're sick, you don't go to the doctor. I had a dear friend, and her daughter just died, and she felt okay. She was just going for a checkup, and found out that she had stage 4 cancer. And so they tried to treat her, but it was too late. No, she didn't know that she was sick. So it's very difficult to treat an illness if the person doesn't know they're sick. So the Buddha said, my dharma is for those who have little dust in their eyes. They already know that the dukkha, they recognize the dukkha of conditioned existence. You know what I want, I don't always get. What I get after I got it, I wonder why I wanted it. You know, all of these kinds of things that we go through. And he said that if we recognize that we're sick, then we will understand and appreciate his dharma. And he said that there's something that we can do, and that's to cultivate a mind that's imbued with loving kindness. And we talk about loving kindness, and I don't know if there are any practitioners, dharma practitioners in the audience, but you know it's more than may I be well and happy and peaceful. May my loved ones be well and happy and peaceful. May my friends be well and happy and peaceful, and everybody else too. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. It's more than that. Loving kindness means you have to love being kind. And so this radical honesty, do I really love being kind? And if I realize that I don't, then I can take a medicine that will help me. And so he gives practices on cultivating kindness, cultivating a heart and a mind of compassion, of sympathetic joy or joy in the successes of others, even those that we think are against us or our enemy. And getting to a state of equanimity where it doesn't matter whether I win or lose, praise or blame, loss or gain, pleasure or pain, you know, fame or shame, no matter what comes, and these will all come in our life, can I remain steady, unflappable, unmovable? And so that's what these practices are all about. Now mindfulness comes into that. That's paying attention to these thoughts that come. So now if they come, they can't be mine because they came. And even if I try to keep them, they go away. You know, the thing about being angry with somebody, you have to really work hard at being angry. Because, you know, the thought comes about something they did or something you think they did or whatever, and then there's this anger that arises. And then after a while, it starts wiping on. You say, wait a minute, I'm not through. I'm not through being angry with you yet. And so we know this, that this is a phenomenon that comes and it goes, but it's based on something. So I always tell the story, could you keep track of the time for me? Before that, I was a Pentecostal preacher. It was all night, it was all right. So I have a million stories. And so, you know, my father was born in 1899 or 1900. I don't think there's birth certificate. He's not quite sure. But, and in that day, there weren't many jobs that blacks could do. And so he was a doorman. Now, I didn't know what a doorman was, but he would be all dressed up and he'd have these braided, these braids around his uniform and this brass and all these stuff. I thought this is this great man, you know. And one day he took me to work with him. And I saw what he did. He opened the door for people and he carried their luggage. And they spoke to him in the most derogatory and insignificant, dismissal kinds of ways. And it affected me. It affected me all the way up until my adult life. And so I had this thing about doors. If I open the door, like you go to the mall, and open the door, and for yourself to walk through, but somebody walks through. I know that happens to you. If I was unmindful, or if I was in a mindful state of mind that wasn't rooted in something wholesome, I would grab you. Do you think I open that door for you? I just snatch a person. If I was in a midland state of mind, like this is an okay day. I ain't hating on nobody like that. And you walk through the door, I'll say, you're welcome. if I'm in a good state of mind and I open the door and you walk through, it gave me great pleasure, to just open the door and allow you to walk through. And if I was in a no-I-ness state of mind when you walk through the door, it didn't even register the connection between me opening the door and you walking through. So it depended on what I was mindful